Hi INFJs, welcome back to my channel. So you know when you're tired, like bone deep tired, and you've been fantasizing all day about climbing underneath those covers in your nice cozy bed, pulling them over your head so you just can't hear the noise of the world anymore, and finally getting sleep because you're so tired and you know you're gonna sleep. And then suddenly your brain decides it's time to overanalyze every awkward conversation from like the last 20 years. Sound familiar? I've experienced this so much. This happens to me all the time, or I'm going to save the world. Oftentimes I save the world at night. In today's video, we're diving into why INFJs and neurodivergent INFJs often can't sleep, even when we're so completely exhausted. And then we're going to talk about really what's going on underneath the surface, because there's more going on under there. Then I'm going to share with you guys one tool that really helps me quiet that mental spiral at night, especially when my nervous system just won't power down, because it's so annoying. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name's Trina. I'm an INFJ and I'm also autistic. I help INFJs and neurodivergent INFJs unmask and remember who they were before the world told them who they weren't. I do this through coaching classes and community. We unlearn the noise and come back home to our soul. So I hope you find my channel helpful. I'm really grateful you found it. If you're returning, welcome back. You guys are amazing. I invite you, if you haven't yet, to like my video and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate your support. Your support helps me be able to come back and do these videos for you. And I love doing them. They're so much fun. And I love mingling with you guys and comments and hearing back from you. I get so many wonderful emails from my viewers. You guys make my day so much brighter, and I just want to say thank you for that. Alrighty, let's get into this. Why does this happen? This was a question I had for years. Like, why does this happen? Especially once I got into being an adult and I had like a significant other and they're sitting there snoring, laying there snoring, having like the dream of their life, the sleep of their life, and you just want to like take your pillow and hit them and wake them up because you can't sleep. Ah, so frustrating. So INFJs, we're reflective, we're pattern seeking, we're deep processors, right? We know this already. I talk about it lots. It's all over the internet. Our minds are always turning over ideas, connections, and meanings constantly. That's what we do. That's what we're good at. And it can be a gift, but it can also be a pain in the butt. That's just part of our magic, our gifts. But it also means our brains don't have an off switch, or that's what it can feel like, right? I know when I get into this overthinking pattern and I just can't stop thinking, I'm like, oh, where's the off switch? I need to shut you off. It's too overwhelming, especially at nighttime. At night, the world finally gets quiet. And that's when everything we haven't processed comes rushing in. So that's why it seems even worse at nighttime. And that's not always comforting. It's not always good things that come rushing in. We end up over-processing instead of resting. That's what we do. And that overthinking loop, it's definitely brutal. For me, I wake up more tired than when I went to sleep. And now I have my entire day ahead of me. And it's so frustrating, right? So our brains it just doesn't want to shut off at night, because that's when our introverted intuition starts piecing things together. Remember I said that's when we start processing things throughout the day or past day. So that's when our introverted intuition is really up and running, full speed ahead, and it's starting to piece all those things together. So if you've learned about your introverted intuition, I did a workshop on it. If you're interested in the workshop, the link is in the description of this video. But our introverted intuition works like, I like to think of it like a huge computer in our brain, and it's taking everything that we experience throughout our day, that we've seen, that we absorbed, whatever, our conversations, and it's got it all in little puzzle pieces, and it's trying to fit it all together. And at nighttime, because it's quiet, and because we're trying to rest, it thinks that it can work overtime doing this. So it's like shuffling all these puzzle pieces together really quickly. That's how I see it in my brain. So conversations from the day before, or something that triggered a memory and all unresolved tension, this all bubbles up at this time because our introverted intuition is putting focus on those things. So instead of dreaming about puppies and waterfalls or whatever good thing you want to dream about, I'm dreaming up like contingency plans for a conversation that might not ever happen. I don't even know if I'm going to have this conversation, but I'm running through it just in case it happens, right? Or I'm playing out possible scenarios that probably will never happen in my life, trying to figure out how to feed all the dogs, the starving dogs that I see across social media of the world. Or I'm writing plans for my future nonprofit wildlife sanctuary that I would love to have that probably is never going to happen, but I'm planning this all out. Or I'm trying to figure out how to establish peace worldwide. And that's just like in the first hour, all of this is going on inside of my brain. So of course I can't sleep. That's for me. Yours might look a little bit different because we all have different lives and we have different experiences. But that's the best way to describe it. It's like my brain is trying to make sure that I didn't miss something, I didn't mess up, that I said the right thing, that I'm prepared for tomorrow's stress so that the entire day of adulting isn't such a huge struggle for me, right? And feeling I need to save everything so humanity doesn't have to witness and experience such trauma and horror, because that's totally up to me to do, right? Even when I know I need sleep, my nervous system is like, nope, not happening, not today. We have things to do. We have people to save. We have places to look at, conversations to rehearse. This is hypervigilance from dysregulated nervous system. So that's what's going on with that. Then our brains won't shut down because looping is a false sense of control. So we'll get in that overthinking loop. And if you've experienced it, you know what I mean. That's exactly what it feels like. It just loops around and around and around. And sometimes we think of the exact same thing over and over and over again. We might look at it at different angles, but it's still looping. It's still the same thing going over. It's a false sense of control. INFJs are always striving to control things, not because we're control freaks, but because our safety relies on control, or so we think. So we want to control situations, and it's how we make sense of it. So this overthinking loop gives us the illusion of control. If I can just think through it one more time, maybe I can finally feel better. I can do better. I can be understood and be accepted. I'm not going to be rejected. But instead of finding closure, it usually just burns us out. So that's what's going on there. This exact mental spiral, which is horrible, I've been in it so many times and I hate it, where you can't just shut your brain off and you want to because it's just overwhelming, even when you're bone tired, is something I go deeper into in my latest workshop, Breaking the Overthinking Loop. We dive into understanding deeper why our INFJ brain does this, how it's connected to our nervous system, which is super interesting, and what you can actually do to break free from this cycle, because we don't have to live like this. There are things that we can do to help break this cycle. So if sleep feels completely impossible for you, I know how you feel, and your brain keeps hijacking your peace, I know how that feels too. The tools I share in there were made for you. If you want more information on this, I'll put the link in the description of this video. It is going to be recorded, so you don't have to be there live. Everybody that registers gets a recording of the video of the workshop. So now what do we do about this? I said I was going to share a tool with you that I use that has helped me out. There's a few different things that we can use. This one is probably my favorite because I've learned a lot about myself by using this tool. So many of us try to shut this loop down with frustration, which only feeds it, right? I mean, that's the first thing when this happens. Of course, we get frustrated. It is frustrating, especially when your partner's sleeping there and you just want to nudge them and wake them up and be like, hey, I can't sleep. What's going on? Why am I broken? Why am I like this? Why can't I sleep? It's horrible. But INFJs, we don't respond well to internal shame, because when we get frustrated, that's what we're going to start doing. We're going to shame ourselves internally. And I'm going to repeat this. INFJs do not respond well to internal shame. And if you're not an INFJ watching this, you do not respond well to internal shame. Humans in general do not respond well to internal shame. We don't want to go down that road with frustration and feeling bad and saying I'm broken or what is wrong with me, another thing I'm failing at. This is only feeding the loop, and it's feeding so much more than just this overthinking loop, but we're not going to get into that. So instead, I know it's frustrating and we're going to feel it and just notice, oh, I'm getting frustrated, but I'm not going to go down that road stating everything that I'm not good at and another thing I'm not good at. We're not going to go down that road. We're just going to notice I'm frustrated. And then we're going to try this instead. We're going to think, this is interesting. My brain is looping again. What might it be trying to tell me or help me with right now? We're going to get very curious here, and we're just going to step back and observe. Yep, my brain's looping. What's it trying to help me out with right now? What does it think that I'm in danger of? Is there an unmet need here that I haven't acknowledged yet? Like sit down and write out some questions that when this happens, you can think and be like, what's going on here? What is it that I need to focus on maybe tomorrow or maybe right now to calm myself down so I can get back to being regulated? When you respond with curiosity, it says, hey, you don't have to yell. I'm listening, brain. Because that's what it's like, right? So it's a shift. We want to shift from judgment to gentle curiosity because this helps the brain feel safe. My dog just shook, so you might have heard his ears flapping. He's got like wickedly flappy ears when he shakes. So we want to switch from judgment into gentle curiosity because the loop is trying to punish you. No, that came out wrong. The loop is not trying to punish you, even though it feels like it. It's trying to protect you. So remember that when we get in this loop, our brain is trying to protect us from something. That's why we want to get curious and we want to start asking those questions. Like, hey, what's going on here? Even if it doesn't shut things down instantly, it interrupts the cycle. Now my dog is barking, my apologies. My videos are completely unedited, so I'm not taking this out and you get to hear my dog bark. And who knows what he's barking at? Probably nothing. So this might not shut things down instantly. It interrupts that cycle. And that's where regulation starts. Not with fixing, not with rehearsing, not with saving the world like I need to do, but with noticing without judgment. That's crucial. Just notice without judgment. If your brain has been like your worst enemy at night, just know you're not broken, you're not damaged, you're not failing at something again. Whatever it is that you're telling yourself, you're not, unless it's something positive. We're just wired deeply, and that's okay. We're wired different than everybody else, and that's completely okay. We're supposed to be. That's how we were built. Our depth needs gentleness, not pressure to unwind. Now my dogs are barking at each other. They're being brats today. They need to go for a walk. Start with curiosity. Give yourself space to ask, what am I really needing right now? And if you want to go deeper and finally learn how to interrupt that overthinking loop before it steals another night of peace, then I encourage you, please check out my workshop. Just click the link and you can learn more. I promise it's not fluffy, it's actionable, and it was made for INFJs like yourself, created by one, me. Sleep isn't a luxury. We think that it is, but it isn't. It's a lifeline, and you deserve to feel safe enough to rest. I need to share this with you. My dog that you hear right now is upset because my other dog won't let him out of the bedroom. The one that is upset, he's like 130 pounds. He's a giant schnauzer. The one that's blocking the door that won't let him out is a basset hound. Feel free to laugh at him because I always do. It's so funny. He's bullied by a basset hound. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Let me know your thoughts if you struggle with sleep, or if you've got another tool that you use that works really good for you, share it in the comments so that we can help each other, because I'm always looking for more tools as well. Thanks again for joining. Don't forget to like my video. Feel free to share this. The more times it's shared, the more INFJs we get to help, and that's what it's all about. And subscribe to my channel. I'd appreciate it so much, your support. My next video, I'm talking about something, this is going to be a little bit different, because I'm not talking about something I know a lot about. I'm talking about something that I'm actually currently, right now in my life, learning about. It's a struggle that I didn't even realize I had at the time. But so many of my struggles and my feelings and places where I feel stuck are linked to this. And it was a big aha moment that I have, like overthinking, people pleasing, trouble making and keeping friends and relationships were actually tied to something I didn't know I had. And it's a deep fear of rejection. And I'm just currently learning about it. So I want to share with you some insights that I think you guys are going to find interesting, because I found really interesting. So if you've ever wondered why you feel stuck or hold yourself back or feel like you're self-sabotaging yourself all the time in your life, this video I'm working on right now is one you're not going to want to miss. I'm sharing some insights that I just recently learned or discovered myself, and I'm excited about it. So we'll learn together. It will be fun. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.